So now we're just going to talk through ranged combat in Lords of War, because this is one area where we've had some ambiguity when playing our test sessions. Once you get it though, you tend to understand it. So here's 4 example cards. To start off with, we've got the Goblin Bow Pest, and we have a Dwarf Axe Thrower who's throwing backwards. I'll explain that in just a minute. Then we've got an Orc Catapult and a Dwarf Sharpshooter. Now, when we look at the ranged grids, you can see that there are certain elements of the grid that are lit up. On some, there are elements that are dark. What that symbolises is where this ranged unit can actually shoot. So, you can see with the Goblin Bow Pest, he can shoot all 9 squares in front of him. This Dwarf Axe Thrower, he can only throw to the 2 rows behind him. We're going to run through all of this in practical examples in just a minute. The Dwarf Sharpshooter, he can only shoot straight in front of him. Here we have a combat scenario that I'm going to throw a ranged unit into. It's the Orc's turn, this go. I've got a Goblin Spikeman here. He's engaging a Dwarf Berserker. Dwarf Berserker only has a shield value of 2, but my Goblin Spikeman is damaging him for 1, so this Dwarf Berserker at the moment, he's alive and kicking. I've got my Orc General over here, Gonky Longtooth. He's outside of the action. He's isolated sort of by himself. And I want to take out this Dwarf Berserker, but I don't want to get my hands dirty at the moment, so I'm going to pop in a ranged unit. The ranged unit I'm going to use is the Goblin Bow Pest, who can fire, as we can see from the range grid, here, here, and here. So any of these 9 squares. He does 2 ranged damage, and so he's going to fire, kill this Dwarf Berserker, because the 1 from the Goblin Spikeman of damage plus the 2 equals 3. You're eliminated, Dwarf Berserker.